It was a night that started with cheers and ended in chaos. Under the gleam of studio lights and the thunderous applause of a live audience, the chase was having one of its most electric episodes yet. Fans across the nation were glued to their screens, watching as a contestant named Darren Clark, a 29-year-old data analyst from Leeds, defied the odds with an almost supernatural performance. Round after round, Darren answered questions with machine-like precision. Whether it was obscure Shakespeare quotes, particle physics, or 90s pop hits, he nailed them all. The chaser, none other than the icy-eyed genius known as the Viper, was visibly rattled. "Is he for real?" whispered host Bradley Walsh during a commercial break, half joking, half stunned. By the time the final chase arrived, Darren had built up an astonishing 110,000 pounds, one of the largest solo pots in the show's history. The crowd roared. Twitter exploded. #DarrenTheBrain trended within 15 minutes. The final chase was a blur. Darren moved like lightning, answering 21 questions in 2 minutes. The chaser, usually unstoppable, stumbled. He managed only 17. Darren had won. Alone. A one-man army. Confetti cannons boomed. Bradley clapped him on the back. "Absolutely incredible! You've just made chase history, Darren." But then, it happened. Darren stepped forward to accept his check. The audience waited for a humble speech, a thank you to his mom, perhaps, a word about how he'd use the money. Instead, Darren stared into the camera with a cocky grin and said, "Nah, keep it." The studio froze. What you mean?" Bradley asked, confused. Darren shrugged. "I don't want the money. It was too easy. This show's a joke now. Where's the challenge?" Gasps rippled through the studio. Bradley's smile twitched. "You're refusing 110,000 pounds?" he asked again, this time more sternly. "Yeah, give it to the crowd. Or better yet, burn it." Behind the scenes, producers scrambled. The Viper stood motionless, lips pressed tightly, seething. The audience, moments ago adoring fans, began to boo. "Disgraceful!" shouted someone in the second row. Darren laughed, tossed his mic to the floor, and walked off the stage. Just like that. The fallout was immediate. Twitter turned venomous. "Most arrogant contestant ever," one tweet read. Another said, "If he didn't want the money, why humiliate the show? Total disrespect." By the next morning, every major outlet was covering the story. Good Morning Britain ran a segment titled, "Woe Hero or Woe Villain? The Chase Rebel Speaks Out." Darren, already infamous, declined all interviews. His only public statement was a cryptic tweet, "When the game is rigged for mediocrity, excellence is the true rebellion." Rumors began to swirl. Some claimed he was hired by a rival network to sabotage ITV. Others speculated he was pulling a Joaquin Phoenix-style social experiment. A few conspiracy theorists believed he was actually an AI in disguise. ITV responded with fury. An official statement declared, "The actions of Mr. Clark were despicable and deeply disappointing. The chase remains committed to fairness, fun, and the celebration of knowledge." They removed the episode from their streaming platform within hours, but the damage, or the legend, was already done. In forums and pub quizzes across the UK, people argued, was Darren a sore winner, a genius prankster, a misunderstood mastermind who exposed the emptiness of televised trivia? A month later, a grainy video surfaced on Reddit. Darren, wearing sunglasses and sipping espresso in an Italian piazza, was seen laughing with a man who looked suspiciously like a Netflix producer. Whether he'd walked away from fame or walked straight into something bigger, one thing was certain. The chase would never be the same again.